In our last episode, you found us exploring South Mole Island with its abandoned resort, which was reduced to rubble during Cyclone Debbie in 2017. We then gave you a review of our new Omnia stovetop oven. Okay, big day today, big day. Yeah, so our new sewing machine arrived and we've got it all tuned up, ready to go, and we're going to put it to the test. Big job on. You might have seen in one of our previous videos we took a tear along the luff, so we're going to do actually a full repair on that, because that sail tape was actually put on during some stormy weather, so it was actually quite wet and it didn't really stick properly. But the other big thing is, along the luff actually the bolt rope has let go, so we've been and got some advice from a sail maker, and what we're going to do is sail tape the whole edge and then put some webbing all the way along that edge, and then sew along, so that'll give that luff a nice strong new edge. Because I think to get the sail maker to repair that would have cost us around about $1,500, which is pretty much half the price of the sail. So, and the sail's actually in really good nick, apart from that particular fault. So yeah, one of the reasons we have a sewing machine. So I'll just well, we'll go and check out and see what Darren's been up to, because he's been doing the preparations. Okie dokie. Oh, what's going on here, my love?
Big day in the old sail loft here today.
Big day.
We've got the bolt rope's been broken in this old mainsail for about a year, I think. It's been on
the list.
It's been on the list. Anyway, okay, so we've got some perfect conditions for fixing the old sail up. We've you can see this edge here where this is where the old bolt rope run up, and it's pretty badly weathered. The rest of the sail's in not bad shape. And this is our repair that we done the other day in not so idyllic conditions. So while we're doing the other little repair, I pulled all the old sail tape off here so we can actually lay it out nice and flat. And so what we're going to do is we're going to put tape down each edge of the bolt rope, and then we're going to put some webbing around the front edge of that, and then we're going to stitch that down there and down the edge of the sail tape, and hopefully that should give us a few more years out of the old sail.
So while I was checking over our offshore medical kit, Darren spent his day sticking the sail tape along both sides of the luff edge of the mainsail.
When you touch my hands and shivers down my spine, rock my soul. How do I tell you?
We then started with the task of sewing the webbing around the edge to replace the bolt rope.
How do I know? I want you. I want you. I want you.
Okay, so as you can see, yeah, we're having a bit of success, which is pretty good. We've got into a bit of a groove. So what we did is we've put all along the edge of the luff, we've put sail tape on both sides of the luff, job.
Yeah, big Rexy come true for us. We got all the stitching done and the webbing's on. Just putting the all the slugs back on, and yeah, it's pretty golden.
Cool. So what did you do? You're just punching through the holes through each eye?
On these?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got the Stanley knife and cut a little slot in it and pushed the screw straight through it, and
Bob's your uncle.
Bob's your uncle.
And then what about where the slugs are?
Well,
Just the typical slug.
yeah, I'm just cutting the eye out of there. I'm not going to too much trouble. Still got all the chafe protection in underneath there, so
Yeah.
that's a little bit of VB cord on there, and yeah, we'll be in business.
You're a wonder.
I'm a winner today.
You're a winner today. Good old Rex. We love it.
Yeah, we love Rexy. He's great.
Good on you, babe. Okay, so we're just about finished, ready to put the mainsail back in her place. Darren's done a tremendous job with the sewing, and it's all looking really great, and we're just finishing off doing the slugs, so almost ready. Our final task before putting the mainsail back on the boom was to put the battens back in place. Rightio! We bought a Rex!
Yep, we've got the Rex.
We bought the Rex. See, we bought the Rex.
Yeah.
So we had an old sewing machine that we used to do a lot of battle with. It was a gift, wasn't it? Many years ago to Darren, and it was a monster. So yeah, we decided to trade up, and we looked at all sorts of different models, and obviously we looked at the almost world famous SAILRITE, but yeah, we just couldn't afford it really. It blew our budget. We're in Australia at the moment, and by the time we landed it here, it was going to be $1,600 to get it to Brisbane, and another, you know, whatever it cost to get it up to where we are. So it was a big spend, and although we would have loved one,
Yeah.
we couldn't justify it just now. So
We bought a Rex.
we bought a Rex. And I know it's a bit of a dodgy, we weren't really sure what we were going to get. It's the Rex, there's the Necky and the Rex and the
New Tech Armstrong, which I don't think they do anymore, but
Strongarm.
yeah, Strongarm. Glad you're here. Yeah, they're all clones of the SAILRITE, but
Yeah,
these are sort of just unfinished SAILRITEs, if you like. So
bit of a rustic model.
yeah.
Anyway, this is what we got. We got the Rex, and this is what she is. She is a clunkier version, although I haven't actually seen a SAILRITE in the flesh, a sort of a basic version from what I hear of the SAILRITE. And we're going to tell you what we got and how we have found using it thus far.
Thus far. Yeah, so
What came in the box?
what came in the box? Pretty much what came in the box was a sewing machine. It comes with a tiny little plastic box with your toolkit in it, a couple of screwdrivers, a pack of needles, a little bit of machine oil, and a manual that basically tells you how to thread the machine and how to spin up a bobbin. There's a bit of a parts manual on it, but that's all that's in the manual.
Yeah, pretty basic manual.
It's pretty basic.
But it was in English though, so that was a start.
It was a start. One of the things that I didn't realise at the time when ordering this, it's because Australia is 240 volt. Most of these machines online are 110 volt. So anyway, what I'd done to combat that was we just bought a little transformer off eBay that goes from 240 to 110 volt, which was like 36 bucks. It was cheap as cheap, but I did find out a little bit later on that you can actually buy a 240 volt motor off SAILRITE for like 50 bucks US, and also the foot controller. So it's got everything there. It comes pre-threaded with a little piece of leather under the foot. So they've done a little test sew on it. It did actually sew straight out of the box, which was great.
Yep.
It was a pretty good start.
And you ordered the monster wheel from SAILRITE, didn't you?
I did. I wasn't going to talk about that right now.
Okay. I'll be quiet.
Yeah, the modifications were made to it like straight up. It doesn't come with this box that it sits in, so it really needs a platform to sit in, because it sits on 3 legs under there, and only one leg at this end, so it's sort of quite wobbly. So we just knocked up this little platform out of a bit of plywood and a bit of framing material that we already had on board. So
you rock.
So that worked out quite well.
And he made this clever little box on the end that he can stash needles and whatnot, pins and bits of thread. Yeah. It's pretty clever.
Yeah, so that works pretty good. We also ordered with it, this is the SAILRITE monster wheel, which gives the machine a lot more torque. It slows it down a little bit, which it does need. It's actually quite flighty, and even with the big wheel on it, it still sews really fast. As soon as we put that on, the first problem we had was the clutch was slipping. It's got a lot of power, this thing, and as soon as you put it into any sort of thick fabric, the clutch would slip. So how we overcome that was this. We literally just put that on the end of that's the clutch on the end of the wheel, put a bit of pressure on it, fixed it straight away. But we just need to carry this, and that's fine because we've got it. Because what you have to do to wind your bobbins, normally you would undo the clutch, wind your bobbins, and do your clutch back up. But anyway, SAILRITE has a different system. It's a posi pin system that they call it, and you can actually buy that as well through SAILRITE, and the website even shows you how to put it on. Like this thing, you just undo that, slip it on, put the belt on. It comes with the belt, and yeah, fresh day. The next problem after that was, as soon as we put the monster wheel on, it started throwing belts. It kept throwing this big belt off, and we soon worked out that this little bracket in under here that tensions the belt, it's got a little bend in it. Because we didn't have the ability to straighten that bracket on board anyway, we just put a little washer at the end just to stop the belt coming off. It's just a washer, and we put a hose clamp in behind it, just stops the belt running off the end, and that was our first.
That was your first
fix.
Yeah. So we did have to fix a couple of things. Yeah, but after we've done that, pretty good.
Pretty good.
So it's pretty much just your Joe Bloggs sewing machine. It's just packs a bit more punch than your usual machine, and it also has the walking foot, which rocks.
Yeah.
The walking foot is so helpful. Yeah.
Yeah, sailcloth can be quite slippery, and this thing, you just stick it under there and it just grabs hold of it and it just chews it up. It's it's fantastic. You know, we fix sails with the old domestic machine, and you know, it's
troublesome.
It's better than nothing for sure, but this thing just you put a bit of sailcloth under there and it just chews it up. It's great.
Yeah. So the other thing that came in the box is this stand. I'm not sure what the real name is for them, but the stand feeds the cotton over to the machine at a good height and a good tension. So yeah, it's a really good little nifty thing that came. Does it have a light?
No light.
No light. So you'd have to get a separate light for some applications. So that is the machine, and pretty much Darren was very excited to get into it, and he did a sewing project. This is not it. He actually sewed this material though, and he re-sewed the Velcro onto the material for our Dodger, and it tootled along really well, didn't it?
Yeah.
It just chewed through that job. We were pretty happy. And
you can certainly fold that up and it'll go through 4 layers of that like easy. It doesn't even blink an eye on it.
Yeah. And then we put it through the super duper ultimate test, and we sewed the bolt rope back into the mainsail, and it did really well. It was cruising along in the first part of just putting an extra layer of sail tape down the edge, and it just ran into a few problems when we got to the really, really thick stuff, you know, that point around your clue, and also the point around your reefing points, and that's when Darren learnt about adjusting your bar height. Yeah. So we did break a few needles, but we'll just take you through that, and Darren will show you the fix that he made.
So now we're at the other end of the machine, one of the business ends. This here is what they call the bar height. Now what happens is when that comes down and the needle stops on some hard fabric, this bar height gets driven up, and there's a little grub screw in there that it actually lets that whole bar slip up. You can't seem to get it tight enough. So what I've done, I've set the bar height to the correct height. I took that bar out of there and I've taken the grinder to it, and I put a little nick in the right spot, so when we do that little grub screw up, it locates in the nick or in the little keyway that I've made, and it gives the grub screw something to bite into a bit more substantial. That piece of metal there, or the bar itself, is actually case hardened. I tried to drill into the end there. I was going to put a self tapper in the end, and I couldn't actually drill through it, so it's really hard material. There is a bit more of a diagram of the other business end down there where the needle's supposed to come to, so I just eyeballed it to the right spot, and I worked out that it was 11 mils on this particular machine. So just bear that in mind if you're having a few problems in the business end of the deal. So anyway, you learn something every day.
A friend of ours has got a Strongarm sewing machine, and we were pretty lucky to know him.
Yeah.
Because the Strongarm sewing machine, although they're not being made anymore or sold as a Strongarm anymore, they come with a very detailed manual, and it shows you exactly how to fix every single problem. So how to adjust the bar height tensioner, how to adjust the tensions, how to rebuild the machine basically. So we copied that manual off Pop, and I'll actually post it on our website for you if you are looking at buying one of these machines, because they are all very similar, we've learnt, in the way that they work. Just so that you can get yours set up if you're in the same position as us and you can't blow the budget for the old SAILRITE, so you do need to go the next level down or across or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, there are a couple of adjustments that we've had to make, and so we'll just upload that manual onto the website so you can do it too. So what do we pay for this machine in the end?
At the end of the day, I think it cost us, with the SAILRITE wheel, I think it owes us about $5.50 Australian. So we come out of it sort of quite a bit under half price compared to our little SAILRITE machine. So
yeah,
I'm sure the SAILRITE probably wouldn't have had the issues that we've had, because they're obviously fine-tuned.
Well, I think they worked the bugs out of it.
Yeah, pretty
so
much.
We've basically worked the bugs out of the Rex, and we've ended up with a really good machine, I think.
Yeah.
I think we've had a bit of a win there, haven't we?
Oh, I think we've had a win.
Yeah.
You know, the initial head scratching was a bit painful.
Bit of steam coming out the old ears.
Once we got through that part, I'm pretty happy with the end result.
Yeah. So if you are thinking of buying, a copy, I can't speak for the other ones, but we can say that the Rex is rustic, and it does need a couple of really easy fixes once you know how, and after that you've got a machine that will sew your sails when you need them done, and will do that kind of repair work that cruising sailors do need.
Yeah, look, it probably still does have its limitations. It does say on the SAILRITE website that, for sail boats or sails up to about 35 feet, well, we're way bigger than that, and some of the material we put it into is probably a little bit out of its league.
Yeah, but it did go through.
Yeah, look, we did go with all SAILRITE recommendations, which was pretty good. But I've since found out that you can actually get a bigger needle than what they say as well.
Yeah.
It
came with the 21, didn't it?
It came with the 21s. It comes with a pack of 21 needles. We got some 22s, which is what they say that you should be using for sailcloth. There is some 24s that we've since ordered. Haven't tried them yet. Yeah, look, it's certainly got the power to do it, but the needles are probably the weak point of this machine. So yeah, it's great.
Yeah, so one of the tricks that we did find after a bit of mucking about, when we got to those really thick points where the sail is almost like plastic, it's very, very hard around the reef points. We found that if we just did a straight stitch across that section, it worked. It just went through really well. But if we did the zigzag stitch, it didn't seem to have the power to punch through on the zig or the zag. So we just did straight stitch for that section of that part of the sail. So yeah, that's a bit of a tip, and it came out really well. So yeah. Okay, so the big question is, I guess, would we buy a Rex again, or would we save up our pennies and buy a SAILRITE? So I reckon that after we've figured out the little tricks and nifty things we had to make a few changes to, pretty happy with the Rex and would buy it again. What about you?
Yeah, look, if you're probably not real mechanically minded, I'd probably go for the SAILRITE.
Yeah, because they have fixed the bugs and we just fixed the bugs.
Yeah, but if you're a little bit handy, yeah, go for the Rex.
Yeah.
You'll save a pocket full of money.
Yeah. Okay, so thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed that video and that you got some information out of it, and hopefully we helped you with some decisions if you are thinking of buying a Rex or a similar machine as opposed to a SAILRITE. I will pop that really extensive manual that we did get given by a friend onto our website, so go to the blog section on our website and you can download that there. Really, really handy.
Don't buy a Rex without it.
Yeah, don't buy a Rex without it. You'll need it. And we shall sign off for now. Rock on, wishing you a great week. Please comment below or ask any questions. I'm sure there'll be a few coming through, and we're happy to answer them. So please feel free to share this video with your friends if you think they'd find it helpful. Remember to subscribe and drop us a comment. We're happy to answer any questions that you do have. Rightio.
Okay, that's it for the Rex.
Have a great week.
Bye. Good on you, Rexy.
Yeah, sick 'em, Rex. Sick 'em.